Now I'll just close this opening by telling you this. I was in the West Bank the day that President Abbas was elected, 2 years ago. And I was the first person to meet with him, literally, the first person to meet with him the morning after he was elected. And I walked into Ramallah, into the headquarters, and he looked at me. We spent about an hour and a half together. He said, you know, I know what you and the rest of the world expects of me. I have to disarm Hamas. You look around, you Senator. You tell me how I'm supposed to do that, he says. I don't have any radios, I don't have any cars, I don't have any police cars, I don't have any policemen, I don't have any train. How am I supposed to do that? I'll tell you, that was the moment that I felt sort of the greatest pang of having lost the presidency. I was sitting there when I knew what I could have done to have made a difference in helping to create a legitimate partner for peace in the long run. And nothing happened, folks. Nothing happened for months after that. And we effectively sort of stood back while Hamas understood politics 101 better. They got up earlier. They stayed up later. They worked harder. They delivered the services to the people, and they had the money coming through some of these other Arab countries and charities, and the Western world did not provide Fatah and the others with a chance to fight back. That's the story of what's happened there. The lack of engagement, the lack of reality, the lack of understanding of what's at stake and of our options. And it was also being repeated in Lebanon when I went there. I found out that the Iran and Syria were putting $500 million in and reconstructing Lebanon after the war. They had put a Hezbollah flag on every building that they intended to rebuild, and they were doing the rebuilding, not the government. The minute I got back, I called the White House and Steve Hadley and said, you guys are going to get some money in here, you're going to get going, you're going to get engaged. So we got a very complicated situation in front of us. And we are going to keep fighting with all the energy we have. We're going to bring Iraq back somewhere in the next few weeks. We have the Defense Authorization Bill coming up, and we are going to fight for the things that we just fought for a few weeks ago. But without the money involved directly, because it's not appropriations, it's authorization, we could actually hopefully make a law. And we believe that Republicans are beginning to realize that this strategy is a bankrupt strategy and it's time to change.